What's good, everybody? It's your boy Rope. So, two full weekends have gone by since the Black Panther movie has come out. By now, hopefully, everybody's gone out and seen it and supported the film. The first 2 weekends are the most critical when you want to support a film. It had a huge opening weekend. And for the second weekend, it actually became the highest grossing film in the box office for a second weekend. So that's huge. And I want to take this time to thank all the fucking haters and racists who thought that they were doing something, but the only thing they did the entire time was exactly what we wanted them to do. They helped promote the movie, and they're looking pretty stupid now. You know what I mean? You guys have been tricked. And the crazy thing is, we didn't even trick y'all. You guys tricked yourselves into thinking that you were doing something to harm the film when all you did was help promote the film. And we know that you guys went out and saw it opening weekend as well. So thanks for the money. And we know that you secretly enjoyed the film, but your pride won't let you say so. And we know why. So eat crow, wipe the egg off your face, slap yourself, jump off a bridge. Anything similar to those said actions is what you need to be doing. So thank you once again and have a nice day. Now, in this particular video, I'm going to be talking only about Killmonger and T'Challa, whose movie this was supposed to be. Okay. And we'll get into that. But we all left the movie theater talking about Killmonger. Really, really good character development for that character. I think they developed the characters very well for all of them in this movie. I mean, who's there really not to like? They did a good job with the short time. This is only the first film, and already I like all the damn characters, damn near all of them. Okay, and that's something that like a lot of DC films haven't done. Like the DC films that have come out, like I saw the Justice League, and it's just rushed. It was terrible. No character development. This is exactly the opposite of that. They developed everybody very well. I mean, who wouldn't want a little sister like that? Smartest human being on the planet develops all the technology for Wakanda. I mean, she's just a shit. Nice personality. Nakia, she was looking nice and chocolatey on that film. She was definitely eye candy for me watching the film. I remember, wasn't it Gilbert Arenas who said something about her because she was dark skinned or something like that? That dude is out of his fucking mind, man. That woman is beautiful to me anyway. Okay. I think he must be out of his fucking mind if he thinks that she's ugly. But enjoyed her character as well. Angela Bassett did good when she was on the screen. Chadwick Boseman, he did good. I did have some issues with his character, and I'll get into that. But first, what everybody's been debating about. Killmonger. Was he right? Was he wrong? Was he a villain? Was he not? And the answer is yes to all of it. You know what I mean? He really wasn't a villain, man. We all left the movie theater thinking like, what the fuck did he really do? And if it wasn't for a couple of scenes that they put in the movie, there was one where he offed his girlfriend, shot her right in the head, dead, trying to get Claw. And there was another scene where he slit the throat of one of the Wakanda warrior women. Without those scenes, you would have left the movie theater like, what the fuck did this guy even do? Because we understood his motivations. For a villain, he was a villain that you actually cared about. You actually understood why he was doing what he was doing, which is why I think that they underutilized Claw, because Claw was really the only true villain in the movie. Because his motivations was just to get his hands on some vibranium for his own selfish needs. Maybe he wanted to be rich or just get some technology so he could take over, whatever. So his motivations weren't the same as Killmonger. Killmonger, he wanted revenge, but he also wanted to help other black people in the world. And he felt that the people of Wakanda were being selfish by keeping it all to themselves. Okay. Was he right or wrong? Yes, both. Okay. The reason why I feel like he's wrong, because of the way that he was going to go about doing it, he wanted to show the world the power of Wakanda, right? In the end, he would have been doing the same thing that T'Challa ended up doing when he stood in front of the United Nations and just yelled out all the fucking business in front of the UN. Okay. And I will get to that. Okay. But in the end, that's what he would have been doing. Okay. Let's say I'm on the council over there in Wakanda. Okay. Your boy Ropes is on the council. I have a say in what goes on there, right? I'm voting to keep the shit a secret. Okay. But on the flip side of that, I would say we need to develop some type of program where we can reach out to other black people in other parts of the world and slowly bring them in after investigating them and making sure that they're thorough. Because in my opinion, you just can't bring all black people to Wakanda. You want to know why? Because there's some black people in the world that are just hell bent on being slaves their entire life for some reason, man. You know, you got coons, you got people who will end up being agents and spies and reporting back to the enemy. And then the next thing you know, full on infiltration and shit into Wakanda. So you have to be very, very careful and selective about who you bring in. And I think that maybe T'Chaka, the previous king, and the kings before that, they probably had that in mind. So they said maybe it's best to just keep it a secret, because when you look at the history of Africa, do I need to get into that? What already happened? You know what I'm saying? So maybe they were looking at it like that. Maybe it's best to keep it a secret. And I kind of agree with that. But at the same time, I understand Killmonger saying, look, man, we could be helping black people all over that are going through shit. And he had a good point. You know, I don't think that he had a plan, though, because you got to think about it. If he wanted to wage war on, let's say, America, for example, how many of us are going to die in that? How many of us black people here are going to die? Is he personally going to send a Wakandan soldier down on one of them spaceships to scoop us up and take us off to Wakanda safely before all of this display of power takes place? You know, so I don't think that he really had a plan to play out what he was thinking in his head. Okay. But enjoyed his character. I hope they bring him back. We all know that they can already. I would love to see him again, you know, on the right side of things. Now moving into T'Challa, the Black Panther. Okay. He just wasn't T'Challa to me, man. You know, they went against all his characteristics that make him T'Challa. They completely abandoned what they did with him in Captain America Civil War. Okay. And that particular film, they had his character on point, because if you remember correctly, if you've seen that film, he didn't give a shit about anything else that was going on with Iron Man, Captain America. He didn't concern himself with Spider-Man and Black Widow. None of them. His only motivation was to get Bucky. Okay. And that's just kind of how he is. He has his mindset on what he's going to do. If it's about Wakanda business, he's going to handle that shit. And that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to get his hands on Bucky because he felt that Bucky was responsible at that particular time for the death of his father. You know, so he was there on Wakanda business. You killed the king. I'm going to get your ass. Okay. And he didn't care about nothing else. And I'm like, that is T'Challa right there, because T'Challa really doesn't give a damn about nobody but Wakandan people. That's it. That's the core of his fucking character. And that just wasn't him in this movie. You know? Now, I didn't have a problem with him caring about Killmonger being left behind, because he was right about that. But just for him in that post-credit scene, if you've seen the movie and you stuck around for the post-credit scene, he stood in front of the UN, okay, and said that, you know, we're going to reveal all of our secrets to the world. It's just not something T'Challa does, man. T'Challa is cold-blooded, man. The dude does not give a fuck, okay? I remember watching this one cartoon where Claw had kidnapped his mother, right? And they're communicating via satellite. They're looking at each other on the screens. Claw has his mother held captive. And Claw is like, you're going to do this, or that, or we're going to kill your mother. But if you deliver, then we'll let your mother go free, right? T'Challa looked at Claw and said, look, it don't matter if you kill her or you let her go. Your ass is dead when I get my hands on you. As a matter of fact, I'm on my way now. Be ready when I get there. Like that's just who he is, man. He's a gangster, man. And they just pussyfied him to me in this movie. Don't get me wrong. You know, I still want to see the other films. I still want to see him in the Infinity War movie that's coming up. But here's one thing that I want to point out. Now, he stood in front of the UN and made a terrible mistake. He just became king, okay? He's going against the tradition of Wakanda by not keeping it a secret, by revealing it to everybody, right? Right in front of the UN, which I didn't understand, okay? Maybe it's all for the sake of moviedom, okay? But if you look at the trailer for Infinity War, you can clearly see that there's a battle taking place on Wakanda now. Could this be because he ran his mouth? You know, it's like they're already fucking this dude up, okay? But like I said, maybe it's for the sake of moviedom. Maybe they needed a way to bring Wakanda into the Infinity War movie. I understand all of that, but let's keep T'Challa, you know, let's keep his character the way that he really is, the way that they did in the Civil War movie. You know, and They just haven't done that. To me, they've taken him in a completely different direction. I don't expect everything to be spot on with the comics or anything like that, but why capture his character so well in Captain America: Civil War and then completely change him into a pussy in his own film? You know what I'm saying? Because that's basically what happened. He got his ass whooped a couple times. Okay, he was crying all over the place, and he yelled the business out. And that's not T'Challa, man. Read some fucking comics with Black Panther. Okay, look at some footage of how he really is, man. And it's nothing like the T'Challa in this movie. So that's my only gripe with it. But maybe they can clean it up later on with him once he's been king for a while or something. I hope that they fix that, man, because they made him a completely different character. All right, but outside of that, man, I love the movie. It has rewatch value to it. It's definitely worth buying on Blu-ray and adding to your collection. I have all the fucking Marvel films. So of course I'm gonna grab that and cop that one. And I can watch it, repeatedly. I've seen it twice on opening weekend already. So I enjoyed the film. Like I said, my only problems was T'Challa. That was basically it. And they underutilized Claw. They should have used him more since he was the only real villain in the movie. But as far as that, man, you still have time to go and watch it in the movie theater. Go out and watch it if you hadn't seen it. I didn't spoil anything for you if you did decide to watch this video and you haven't seen the movie yet. I mean, that's on you. You should have went out and saw it by now. But I understand not everybody can rush out to the movie theaters. But yeah, man, that's my thoughts on it. You guys leave me your comments. I'm out. Deuce.